My name is Maya McIntyre, and I am a hairstylist.
Okay.
At this skill, but I wasn't using it. Believe in yourself. And I took that time to go out on my lunch break and walk into Marinello's in Inglewood.
Wow, I remember. Well, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Just happy to see you. Finally got you in here. You've been running.
Yeah, I'm so busy. I'm so busy.
Understandable. Let's start off by telling everyone your name and what you do.
My name is Maya McIntyre, and I am a hairstylist.
Okay.
I specialize in braids, but I do other multiple styles such as ponytails, weaves, etc.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna take it one step at a time with this. Let's go back. Braid, is that something you started off doing, or did you start actually doing hair first?
So I started off as a braider.
Okay.
In my community, there was a bunch of girls who stayed in my apartment building, and I was very inspired by them. I would see them braiding on their brothers and sisters' hair, and I was like, you know what, that's dope. And I started picking up, just watching them, and then my mom, she saw me playing in my sister's hair, and she challenged me, like, okay, if you're gonna play in her hair, do it. And so I did, and then from there, she asked me to continue on. The craft started getting better. Neighbors started asking me to braid their hair, and I was only charging them $5, and this is like 2000, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, 2001, actually, I was 11, and so it kind of just became like a hustle, like a high demand in my neighborhood. I was young, I'm 11, I'm charging $5 a head.
Okay.
I'm feeling good about that, right? It's lunch money, it's shoebox money.
Yeah.
And I was able to provide for myself at a young age.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you just didn't pick it up. What actually taught you, like the fingers and crossing the hair? Who's you watch, or who inspired you to kind of?
So the young girls in my building, they were.
Where are you from too? Where are you from?
Oh, so Los Angeles,
Okay.
like southern Los Angeles,
Okay.
like King in Vermont.
Okay. All right, for sure.
Yes. So yeah, the girls in my building, I would just watch them, and it really just became a thing of it became a natural thing for me. Like I saw them, how they was moving their fingers, how they was crossing and braiding, and I was like, you know what, I can do that. So when I started playing in my little sister hair, I was like, okay, let me give this a try. And every time my fingers would cross a different way and the braid would come out different, I just kept trying until I finished the complete style. And then from there, like I said, the craft got better. I'm doing beads, crisscross braids, all type of stuff. And yeah.
How old were you around that time?
11.
11 years old.
11.
In the hood. Doing $5 braids.
41st in Vermont.
That's where it all started at, 41st in Vermont.
Yes, right by Manual Arts High School.
Okay, all right. So that's good. That became a passion, right?
Over time, yes.
Over time.
Well, I'm more attracted to money.
Okay. All right. So the business aspect of that.
So at a young age, I was making money and I was seeing the clientele. So of course I was like, you know what, this works, So I found something that worked, a product that worked, and I was making money. I was building my craft, building my skill, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being creative. I enjoyed people walking up to me at a young age, demanding my service. And like I said, I didn't have to ask for lunch money no more, no shoe money.
You had the Jordans. You the kid with the Jordans in high school already.
I didn't have to ask for anything else no more because I had a service and I was getting paid for it, and my mom allowed me to do it after school and on weekends. So.
How many siblings you have?
I have a total of 7 as of now. Back then, it was only 5 of us.
Okay, and how many girls?
It was 3 girls and 2 older boys.
And where you place at? Oldest, younger?
The oldest girl.
Oh, so you was doing everybody here?
Yeah. So
you had a lot of practice.
Yeah, a lot of practice. I had an older brother. He had hair. I would braid his hair for the basketball game.
Oh, wow.
He used to dance, so I'll braid his hair for his little dance battles. Tommy the Clown was a thing. Everybody had to have braids, Tommy. The beads in their hair. So, I was a part of all that creativity back then at such a young age.
Nice. So when did you decide to go and try to get licensed and things like that? What was that?
So in 2012, I want to say 2011 to 2012. At the time, I was working at a dental office. I really enjoyed the dentistry world. However, I didn't like being micromanaged. So I was complaining to my dad. telling him like I didn't like the dentist at the time. He was really on me, you know, always just hounding me about something, and I was like, I don't like that type of control in a place of business. So I was expressing that to my dad, and I was telling him like I really needed this job because of course I'm a mom at the time. My daughter's like 1, and I'm like I gotta stick to this check, or that's how I felt. Like, you know what, I need this check, I need the taxes. I need to be able to survive. And I was thinking about surviving. My dad was like, you actually have a skill and it worked. And no matter where I went in the world, I lived out of California as well. I went to the South. I stayed there. I was making money for doing hair in high school, 9th, 10th grade.
Nice.
So coming back into my adult life, or in my adult life, and knowing that, I had this skill, but I wasn't using it, and being in the dentistry field, it just wasn't fulfilling anymore. And I stopped depending on that check, and my dad was like, look, put in your notice and leave. Believe in yourself. And I took that time to go out on my lunch break and walk into Marinello's in Inglewood.
Wow, I remember them. Oh, man. I know about Marinello's.
It's not there anymore.
It's not.
That was a school of my profession. And so I went there, checked in. I was nervous. I was scared, because I'm like, this job is stability for me right now, but to step out on faith is for me to really trust God and to trust myself. And I left the job, and they told me like, okay, we can't help you because you basically quit it and you put in your 30-day notice. I'm like, dang, what I'm gonna do? So I start, to communicate with family members and friends, especially like in my apartment building at the time, like, hey, like I'm gonna be doing hair from home now. Won't be no weekend thing. You guys can come, let me know. And once I made myself available, people started, flocking to me. Like, they started booking appointments. They was coming to the house. So now I'm a kitchen stylist at this point. But I'm going to school. I'm managing my, my daughter and her schedule. And I just completely, put dentistry behind me. Started school and just went from there. So 03, I graduated. Got a license. It took me 3 chances. So you
got it done.
And I was able to accomplish it. But from there, it just clientele kept coming, money kept coming, and it felt good to step out and do something for myself and trust myself. And I'm gonna thank my dad for that, because I didn't believe that I could leave a job and be able to afford a lifestyle. And at this moment, that's all I do is hair. I have a great clientele, and I'm very appreciative of that. However, I don't have to depend on that check anymore.
You know what? That's one of the things that I try to. I have a daughter. She's 14. She's coming up. She want to do lashes and stuff. I encourage her. I do want to go to school, right? But I don't say, hey, you have to go to school. You have to do this or get this job. I like the fact that you. First of all, you took a chance. And that's what it takes. You have to be a risk taker. And a lot of cosmetologists, especially at the time, was you single mom or single mom, right? That's a lot of pressure, and losing a guaranteed check to go into something that could go up or down.
Possibly fail.
Right. You made the right decision. Obviously, you're here. Your daughter, I'm pretty sure her hair's been on point for a long time. So.
Yes. It's demanding. It's very demanding. I have 2 little girls, so trying to maintain a clientele base and also include my kids and implement their hair services. It could be. I'm
pretty sure it was some hard times, right? We're not gonna sit here and sugarcoat. It was some times where you was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get through. But your consistency in what paid off is your art. How good you do what you do.
Being a perfectionist completely.
It paid off.
To service people, like having that desire to make sure you look good, not because I need the money, but because this is my craft and you are my walking billboard. So at any given time, somebody see you, you're marketing for me without me being able to assist you in any monetizing or any type, type of money.
And back then, social media wasn't as big.
It was word of mouth back then. So when I tell you, for Marinello's clients, you're not allowed to take clients from the school, but they were reaching out to me personally, coming to me to get their hair done. And it was like, it was from family members. I would meet people from the grocery store. People would tell me, I seen somebody at the DMV, they gave me your number. I seen somebody at a birthday party, they gave me your number.
I remember those days. Gave you your number.
It just built over time. And I was just grateful because at the time, being a single mom, you're scared, and I have one daughter, and on top of that, nobody even knows this, but I was a caregiver for my brothers and sisters as well. And so at the time, I'm thinking, like, how can I manage a household, my own kid, and try to, gain stability? Like,
you had to develop that business and mother skills at the same time.
At a very young age. So for me, I knew I had to thrive, and I just knew that, like, God wouldn't give up on me either. Like, if I was committed to, putting my faith first, then He would be open to blessing me. And I always had a heart for Christ, just completely believing in, my faith, trusting Him, even when I'm scared, even when I don't feel like it. But faith of a mustard seed can definitely extend that grace.
Yeah, definitely. So, besides the braids, now what are you're doing besides braids? Kind of go into detail about you doing hair and the other phase of cosmetology.
Okay, so the natural hair. So the washing, blow drying, the hair treatments, the trimming of the ends, the flattering of the hair, making sure like the temperature is right for the press and comb. A lot of women don't like press and comb, so now they going into the wig phase.
Yeah.
I'm more old school. I always had a press and curl, so most of the time you're not even going to see extensions on me, but lately I have been stepping into the extension side. But for the most part, like, the natural hair matters. Like, when you come out of braids or anything like that, you do want to make sure you treat your hair. You want to make sure you get it washed, conditioned, trim. You want to make sure you flat iron your hair, you straighten your hair. And even if that's not your choice, you want to go into a weave, you can also braid it up, let it stay in for over a certain amount of time, and allow your natural hair to grow on its own. Because when it's weaved or it's not, basically, I feel like if you leave the hair alone, the hair will grow. It'll grow.
That's a good philosophy.
And if you take care of it too, like, you can't flat iron every day, over process it. For me, I like wearing my hair natural, as I said. So if I wear a weave, I'm not in the mirror edge controlling and flat ironing all day. I'm simply leaving it alone until I can wait a couple of weeks to touch it up or whatever, and then I'm back to trying to reconstruct myself.
Yeah, I have a daughter, right, and she's 14. For the first time, she's got some extensions. Yeah. My daughter has this thick hair, just really thick, natural, long, pretty hair, and I don't know much about it. What would you advise to a father who is dealing with a young lady, 14, who wants to get some extensions, but she got to flat iron her hair? Like, this morning, she went to the beach. She got her hair done on Saturday, went to the beach Sunday, woke up a whole nother, she was upset.
Yeah. So, first of all, if she's used to having her natural hair and she just now
first time.
Okay, so how often? See, I would ask, like, the logistics of how often was she getting her hair pressed and curled before?
Always braided.
Being that she came from braids, she's transitioning from braids. That's a natural hairstyle. It's natural curl pattern, and then you're going into a thermal hairstyle, such as a flat ironing, any type of heat, a heated style. Basically, the hair is not used to being straight. So, like most people, they'll put a relaxer to have a chemical reaction of their hair being straight. So naturally, you do want to convert over to the braids to the straight hair. You have to process your hair. You do have to go through that thermal change, right?
So it's a process to all that.
Exactly. So if your hair is not used to the heat, then it's going to revert to its natural state, which is curls. So what she shouldn't have done was went to the beach and maybe she didn't have knowledge, not knowing.
I don't think so.
Yeah, not knowing the ins and outs about her hair pattern, and then transitioning over into a thermal hairstyling, right, which is the press and curls or the weave and the flat ironing. So she goes out to the beach. She decides, I'm gonna hang out, and then the mist get all in her hair, and then the coils are all forming and everything. Yeah. So that right there was a whole type of reaction
that we ain't never experienced. I woke up this morning like, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, daughter.
So if she was mindful of that, she probably wouldn't have made the choice to
get the hair
maybe even get a weave. But I don't want to say not she shouldn't have gotten a weave. Like, it's okay to get a weave, but you have to know how to maintenance. Like, maintenance is very important.
Maintenance of
yes,
it. Yeah.
Maintenance is very important. Like, when you get a weave, you want to keep your hair wrapped just as if you was going to a salon and you was going to press and curl. If you don't want that press to sweat out, keep your hair wrapped. Don't go into no steam.
Lonnie, I hope you're watching this.
Don't go into any mist, because what's going to happen is that curl pattern going to shrivel back up, and you're going to be, you're going to think it's the stylist's fault, and really it's not the stylist's fault. It's the fact that you wasn't aware of the changes that happen from natural hair to thermal hairstyle.
Speak on it. So. Okay. How confident are you in your skills now?
Oh my goodness. If you can look back 5 years ago, or maybe even last year, there was probably some errors, right? Where I was like, I could have did a lot better on that hair service. But I would say 100% better, like 1,000% better at what I do and how I do it, how I choose to craft, how I choose to add attention to the hair, how I choose to communicate with clients. Like, if you have any type of contraindicating, oh my goodness, I'm getting stuck. But if you have anything that will cause me to be concerned about your hair, in a way that maybe your edges are thin and you want a tight ponytail, or I noticed that you have hair loss, like, I will communicate with you about that. And I like to style according to the face, like very proportional to the face. Like, I'm not going to give a client any type of hairstyle. So
you kind of consultate them a little bit.
Yeah, so consultation all the time. I'm asking, what do you like? What are you going for? Even if they book it online and they come to me and I see their hair and I know it's not going to work, I'll tell them straight up, like, this is not going to work. And then some clients have preferences, like they don't like hard, extra hard hairspray, or they don't like waxing their hair, or they don't like edge control. So you have to be flexible and
you know how to get around all that.
Knowing a client and knowing what to apply in your client's hair at all times. And that's just like client safety and professionalism. And sometimes you don't always get that. Some people go, I've been doing hair for 20, 30 years. You ain't gonna tell me how to cut, do your hair service. And for me, that's not the case. I feel like you paying your money. Let's have a conversation about what you like, what you don't like, and let me, assist you at that in the best way I can, so that you be satisfied, and that I'm also satisfied when you walk out the door. You ain't gonna be talking trash about me, smutting my name.
Well, like you said earlier, they don't walk on billboard.
Yeah, so and in order to alleviate all that, I'm more like, tell me your demands and what you desire, so that I can fulfill it. Okay. And I think that's been my goal. And everybody that I meet, I'm always trying to be like genuine and kind, and make sure when they walk up out of my chair, like, they feel that they self. Like, that's it. Hot girl era. You walk out of iGlam Beauty chair, that's it. Like, somebody gonna ask you where you got your hair from.
Real talk.
I don't even take new clients anymore because of it, because all my regulars are like, we need to stay in rotation and on the book. So at this point, I did recently, like last month, open up to new clients, but it comes with a deposit.
You might be getting my daughter too, so I don't know. It's just
and like I said, I do everything 12 and up. I'm not taking nothing less than 12.
She's 14, going on 22.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work trying to deal with the personalities, but as far as young adults and teaching them, and trying to assist them with their hair journey. That's important to me, because a lot of young girls, they want the parents to pay. They don't want to keep up with it, So I'm going to get on you. Like, no, you need to tie your hair. No, you need to make sure.
You definitely got to make room. You got to make room, all right? We're going to talk about it after the show.
I'm trying to encourage the young people, just, to keep up with themselves, and appreciate money too, because I'm in that field of knowing about money and financial planning. So for me, that's important. That's a conversation that I have with my kids, just about
it's not talked about enough either.
Being aware of your finances, knowing how to use them, your assets, your liabilities. Not thinking that your parents got money coming out the sky, or you could pick a tree and there's $100. Like, it don't work like that.
Right.
Like, we work very hard as parents. You want your child to appreciate your efforts.
Absolutely. How many times? Before I ask you that question. How far do you go for your clients sometimes? A cosmetologist in general, but you also. How far do you go? Like, helping out? What some of the things you done for your clients?
I extend myself. I think that it doesn't. I don't want to use the word taken advantage of, but to a certain extent, you have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries because when a client feel like they have access to you, they're going to use you.
Give me a couple examples.
They're going to use you. I had a client, you know, wanting to come in before my working hours, you know, willing to pay extra.
Just to get
and sometimes you be like, you want to bend, you know, and I ain't even gonna hold you. I've been in the past, but in this moment right now, I'm not bending. If I say my work hours are from 8:30 to 4:30, you need to be booking between 8:30 and 4:30. If you ain't in there 8:30 or you ain't in there at 4:30, don't ask for no extra grace because I can't do it. But you do, you know, you feel like, dang, I'm looking out, you know. I have a situation now where somebody, she's her schedule isn't her time doesn't permit. Her time doesn't permit with mine, and I'm like, you know what? Because the relationship I have for you, I'm willing to, you know, extend that. And then it almost just feel like you going against yourself. But you pick and choose. Like if I'm going out of town and I know that I'm able, you know, to do an extra head or something like that, then I'll do it. But if it's like my kids or you know what I mean, like I really have something important to do, no, I have to say no. I have to say no.
Interfering.
Setting boundaries because clients will take advantage of you completely. Oh, can you fix my edges? Oh, can you fix my ponytail? Can you flat iron my weave or whatever? And they're really not considering like it takes time to be a hairstylist just as well as you want that little 30-minute cut. Well, if you come in for that 30 minutes, you're taking away from the next person. And whether you pay me or not, it doesn't feel fair to the person who actually booked the appointment, who's actually willing to pay. So you'll find a way to make it all work, but you better make sure that client that's booked feel comfortable because they'll be sitting there like you are unprofessional. That's the first thing they're gonna want to call you is unprofessional. Like you are unprofessional. Like what are you doing? Like that part. While you flat ironing that client hair for that extra little 50 or 60, they looking at you like like I'm paying just as much. Like you know, and it's my time. So you always want to make sure you keep the lines of being professional and setting boundaries with your clients, even if it does mean you have to go the extra mile. Set those boundaries. Communicate with your clients too. Hey, is this gonna be okay? You know, would you mind if? Because if you just bring somebody like, girl, I'm gonna do my homegirl hair right quick. She just want her edges done. They gonna be mad. You know, they're mad, especially if they're traveling. A lot of my clients travel. I have people coming from Palmdale, Lancaster. The Valley, Empire, England Empire. I got people coming from everywhere. So Inglewood is a really great location for me because it gives me that accessibility. However, you know, there's some things going on.
I got you. let's dig into a little bit of your personal life real quick. Let's go with your outfits today.
Okay.
I think cosmetologists have a great sense of art besides their hands.
Yeah.
They always, you know, try to present themselves right in business and social. But your clients, you always get them ready to go on a date, to go on a reunion or, you know, whatever, work. So let's talk about your outfits today, starting with the one you have on today.
Okay. So this is like a suit.
Okay.
I definitely didn't want a plain black pantsuit.
Okay.
Wanted to add some creativity, and so I'm more like a sleek type of person.
All right.
So this is definitely giving sleek, but
you look sharp. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I added like the little bustier just to give that pop.
Yeah.
I love like extra stuff. So the feathers, of course. Like when I saw this outfit, I was like, this is me. I need to have it. It represents me. Of course, I love to over accessorize, so the earrings obviously match the bustier, and then the YSLs here.
Okay.
I had to bring these because I do like the designer. I don't want to say like I'm like over like material girl, but when it comes to a piece, if I like it, I'm definitely gonna wear it.
Okay. That looks great.
It was all a look, actually good look. So
you bought another outfit. You're relaxing, or you want to call it? What you want to call your second outfit?
I want to call it like sexy sporty.
Sporty.
That's probably where I'm going with
that. So if your clients were looking at this right now, you would wear your second outfit to where?
Where would you go? Like brunch for sure.
Okay.
Probably like a girl's day out. Probably walking around to like the Grove or going like It'll be
Okay.
it'll be
Okay.
somewhere nice.
Okay, I'm thinking about having a fashion show too with my reunion, so you might have to bring a couple of outfits back.
Yeah.
So that's your chill outfit, right?
Yeah.
You're going out with the girls or something like that,
Yes.
and then a brunch or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't want to be like overly sexy, but you don't want to be too sporty.
Yeah.
You don't want to seem like you're dressing down. You just want just enough to feel sexy, sporty, chill, comfortable.
All right. All right. Number 3 outfit. Let's go over that one real quick. What did you bring with us today?
I brought a nice fitted dress.
Okay. Okay.
And I definitely think that is one for the books. Like if you plan on getting like in your sexy,
Okay.
you want to feel soft and
Yeah.
feminine, and you want your man looking at you and admiring that you put effort in.
Okay.
I think the dress is.
That's what will make it pop. Okay.
Yeah, the dress is it. You getting a rooftop dinner. You get Eddie V's. I love fine dining. So
you're not going to Chick-fil-A in this dress right here.
Nah, we can't do Chick-fil-A. Not in that. Like, I gotta step and you gotta see me step. You gotta open my door. You gotta assist me with the door being open. You gotta walk me into the restaurant.
Yeah.
You gotta pull out the chair. That dress is giving that.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's check it out. We're gonna get into the photo shoot part of this, and we're gonna check your outfits out. Any shout outs before we go? Like your father or anybody you want to give a shout out to who's possibly watching the show, or anybody else?
Definitely my mom and my dad.
All right. Okay.
They're a true inspiration for me getting started. The young girls in my building, they are also inspiration for me. You know, just
41st in
Vermont.
Vermont. All right.
Yes, everybody know those buildings. Anybody?
What they call you back then? You had a certain name, or you?
I was just Maya.
You were just Maya? Okay.
Yes, I was just Maya, and I was little Maya at the time.
You got an Instagram where they can reach
I
people?
do.
What's that?
At iGlam Beauty.
Okay.
Everybody pretty much find me there. Yeah, that's pretty much that.
All right, Maya. Well, we appreciate you coming out and Sip and Shoot cosmetologists, stylists, and barbers.
Yes.
At this time, we're going to continue. We're going to show the world your shoot. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's make it happen. All right.